are back at Robert G. Starkey Arena, where Shepherd has gone on a 8-2 run, and the score is 55-42. And bang bang, Mr. Margaret, 4-3. And we apologize for the technical difficulties that had us off air, but the university is upgrading their internet, and we're having some issues. But we got that corrected. Great job to Aaron and Chauncey Winbush for quickly getting us on air. We love broadcasting for Shepherd University, so thank you guys for your patience. Right now we have Pitt-Johnstown leading the Shepherd Rams 58-42. Shepherd was on a quick run. They had to lead down to 13, but the beautiful shot by Mr. Margaret. Actually, I think I'm saying that name incorrectly. Drew Magestro, where it sends that lead back to 16.
Majestro's hit a couple big shots in key times for Pitt-Johnstown. It's been really big for them.
That's a strong move. You got to finish that right there. But once again, we do apologize, but we're back to bring you the rest of the game for Shepherd University and Pitt-Johnstown Mountain Lions. With 10 minutes left, we're halfway through the second half. Pitt-Johnstown leading by 16. We're not seeing as much ball movement for Pitt-Johnstown in the second half.
No, Shepherd's picked up the defense a little bit. They're making it a little more complicated. They're doing a good job communicating on screens and stuff. Really good move there.
You got to finish.
And one.
Daniel McClain Corley for the old school three-point play. And if he can make this, it'll be back down to 13 with 9 minutes and 39 seconds left, and we have a ball game. And right now, Ryan, it seems like the offense has gotten a little bit stagnant for Pitt-Johnstown, and without the ball being in Crompton's hands, they haven't been as efficient as they were in the first half.
Shepherd's defensive intensity has just picked up. Everything's a little bit more crisp. They're denying the ball to Kromka a little bit, and because of it, they've been able to get out in transition and get a few easy buckets on closeouts and stuff like that. But you got to make your free throws.
And I think when Shepherd watched this game, they realized if they made their free throws, this game is probably under 10 right now.
Oh, for sure. Especially in the second half. They shot really well in the first half. Second half, doing this good. They're doubling Kromka a little bit. That's a tough move.
And that's why I love broadcasting with you, because we spoke about what we would do if, to be able to stop Kromka from getting the ball. And exactly what you said, maybe 5 to 10 minutes ago, is what Shepherd has come out and done in the second half, where you have two people doubling Kromka, and they are actually limiting the ball getting down low.
You have to. He's taking over the game in spurts, and you can't let one guy beat you. You want to make somebody else. And look, I know everybody else on the floor can shoot. That's what makes Pitt-Johnstown good. But I'm not going to let their best player beat me. Now, we're going to see what happens now with Aiden Hughley out of the game. That changes some things. Poffenberger, it's a tough matchup for him inside. Kromka's a physical kid. You're talking about a senior going against a sophomore as well. So we'll see how that changes things on that end.
And obviously, with the game being a little bit closer, you take Aiden out now, as opposed to if the game is still 20 points, you might say, you know what, you got 5 fouls. Like, we can't afford to take you out.
For sure.
But now, you're playing for the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And we have a offensive foul on Carson Poffenberger. And that's a momentum killer right there.
For sure. I didn't see a whole lot right there. The referee's got a much better angle than me, but it kind of looked like Poffenberger just spun and Kromka fell. Sometimes that contact seems a little bit more than it actually is. It's a little frustrating for the big guy.
And I think sometimes, too, is making sure you don't lose control of the game as well.
Yeah.
Now, you want a level of physicality, but you want to make sure it doesn't get a little bit overly physical.
Sure. You'll see Pitt-Johnstown get into a good set of UCLA screen with Kromka, get him isolated on Poffenberger at the top. They like that matchup.
And see, once again, when he goes against Hughley, he actually camps down in the paint.
Yep.
When he gets covered by Carson Poffenberger, he actually tries to take him more off the dribble.
Yeah, McClain Corley has done a good job getting to the rim in the second. And that's in the first half. He was getting stopped outside the paint. He's been able to get all the way downhill right to the rim now, and you see the difference in the field goal percentage. Active hands right there. That's a great job.
But Corley and John Preston from 3 has gotten Shepherd back into the game.
Absolutely.
And I think the tired legs, so now more of the athleticism is kind of starting to show.
Yep.
So we'll see how Pitt-Johnstown adjusts to what Shepherd is doing to them offensively, to their defense. That's a great set right there. And Adam Shaw for 3. And every time Adam Shaw from Chapmanville, but every time Shepherd starts to creep back into the game, they seem to hit a big 3-pointer.
Yeah, and it's a wide open look. They run a really crisp set, get a wide open look for a guy. And those are daggers.
That's
good hustle right there.
By
it's a really good hustle.
And Shepherd's making those hustle plays this half as well. And this is the thing that's so frustrating for a coach, because you're probably sitting there thinking, like, why didn't we do this when we get in the game?
Yeah, a little bit of level of desperation there. We're at the under 8 media timeout right now.
So we'll have the under 8 media timeout. Keem Holmes and Ryan Miller from Home Team Sports TV will be back from a quick commercial break.
Community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Meet Cheryl Yates at ERA Liberty Realty. With over 30 years of experience, Cheryl provides each of her clients with the best level of customer service, along with helping families with the next phase of their life. The buying and selling process comes natural to Cheryl, as her understanding of the housing market allows her the ability to answer any questions that may arise. With offices in both Jefferson and Berkeley counties, she works hard to ensure the outcome you deserve.
And we are back at Robert G. Starkey Arena. Shepherd is down 62 to 46 with 7 minutes and 59 seconds left in the second half. They will have possession. Let's see what Coach Namblick has cooked up.
Yep, back to, I think they're trying to try to get something back to McLean Corley here. He's had the hot hand. Normally when you got your best player as the inbounder, you want to get the ball back to him.
John Preston for 3. He misses. That's a good play by Poffenberger, and a foul call from the referee on the other side.
Tell you what, there's been some tough whistles going against Shepherd tonight. That's a tough call for the guy on the other side of the court when you got two referees right after.
And to be honest with you, that's not his call right there. And I think that's a little bit frustrating. You know, the effort's there. You see a strong effort play, and that's one of those plays where you kind of just wish the referee just let him play a little bit.
Right, and now Shepherd's in a tough spot. You're talking about 7:40 left in the game. Aiden Cuban's got 2 fouls, 4 fouls. Carson Poffenberger's got 4 fouls, and you got to handle a beast like Kromka inside without fouling. Great hands.
And that's great denial right there by Aiden Cuban. The hesitation.
Got to give him the ball, get him a touch.
Yeah, he has to take this opportunity. Yes, that body right there, left hand. But see that soft touch that Kromka has. It's a skill. It's a skill. And Kromka had his finger wrap fall off.
Or if it's a little bit of a jam or maybe a cut on there. Can't really tell what's going on with it from here, of course.
And a foul call. The game's getting a little bit touchy right now, but I think Pitt-Johnstown will now go to the line shooting 1-and-1.
And when they run an offense like they are, being in a bonus already, it's going to be tough to stop them now. You know they're going to shoot it well from the free throw line. And the way they run offense, getting downhill, getting efficient shots out of it, they put Shepherd in some bad spots where sometimes you have to foul. And now that they shoot every shot, it's gonna be tough for Shepherd to fight back.
And Kromka just came out of the game with his brother going to the line, shooting 1-on-1, and he makes the first shot. But you know, in going to what you were speaking about, Ryan, also trying to stop Kromka down low when you're in the 1-on-1. We'll see how good of a free throw shooter he is going forward.
Yeah, for sure. You know he's going to get fouled down there, as physical as he is, and as much as he gets good position.
And for as well as Shepherd has played in the second half, they find themselves down 18 under 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you dig yourself a hole in the first half. You know, they played really well in the second half, and it's not really been enough right now. McLean Corley's got the hot hand right now.
McLean Corley, splash, bang, bang for 3. They need like a Luka performance.
Yeah, he's going to have to put this team on his back for sure.
And the fans are getting into the game.
Well, they can tell Shepherd's close. Shepherd's a stop or two away from being right back in it. They just got to get one. That might have been a travel right there.
And this is what happens for Pitt-Johnstown. Every time Shepherd gets a little bit of confidence, they come right back down and hit a three.
And it's always somebody different. It's been Scholl a couple times. It's been Magestro. Number 1 right there hits one. Kelly.
Kelly. They're just a talented team.
Balanced, man.
Yeah, they're a well-balanced team.
Good move.
You know, Aiden kind of reminds me of a young Blake Griffin.
He kind of looks that way, yes.
You know, he has that look like a young Blake Griffin.
Yeah, he's well put together, man. He's a big physical kid. He looks like a football player rather than a basketball player on the court. And he's had to tonight with handling Kromka inside.
It looks like he's played some tight end or something.
Yes.
Defensive end, something.
Nice touch right there on the free throw.
Score 67-50 with 5 minutes and 56 seconds left in the second half. Shepherd has 17 fouls. Pitt-Johnstown has 6. So the next foul for both teams will send both teams to the line shooting a 1-and-1. And if you're Pitt-Johnstown, are you slowing the ball down right now, or are you afraid it's going to take the momentum away a little too early in the game?
I think they get such good shots, you don't really have to slow it down. Like that one right there. You get a dribble drive, you get a kick. I think they get such good shots, you don't really ever have to slow it down. You're getting high efficiency shots whenever through your offense, so I don't really think they have to make an adjustment.
69-50 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left.
I can tell you, if you're Coach Nammett, like you're looking at the score, and Pitt-Johnstown already at 70 with about 5 minutes left in the game, that's not how Shepherd wants to play. Shepherd wants to keep the game in the 60s, kind of muck it up a little bit and make it ugly. And knowing that Pitt-Johnstown's already on the verge of cracking 70 right now is not going to bode well with him.
And the hustle from Phillip Jordan, his energy level has been a lot higher in the second half. And even though right now it does look dim, you know, you're still competing. You still want to see if you can win these next 5 minutes.
For sure. And Shepherd's a young team. You're talking about one senior on the team, I believe. So that bodes well for the future. And games like this can help you build. Like, you know, you can grow a lot. You know, nobody likes to lose, but you can grow a lot from a game like this.
And we've seen a lot of growth from the first half to the second half.
Yes, for sure. For sure. And you got to take your lumps as a young team. Good hands, not enough, though. Got to play straight up.
Yep, got to make sure you don't foul. But that's a great finish right there. By number 5 for Pitt-Johnstown, Caden Landis, the senior from Logan, Ohio.
Pitt-Johnstown's done a good job just pounding the ball inside all night. They know they got those 2 guys in foul trouble now. They're certainly not going to go away from it.
But once again, I guarantee you when you look at the end of the game stats, you will see just how balanced they are. They actually don't lose anything when they put another player into the game.
No, that's what's been so impressive to me. As good as Kromka's been all game, you put in Caden Landis and the offense doesn't change at all. They still run it the same way. They run it through him as well. That's a luxury to have a guy off the bench that can come in and perform just like your starter does.
Shepherd has a 6'11" freshman from St. Bridge already. I don't see him dressed today.
I don't see him dressed today either.
So you just wonder if he's injured or if maybe he, in a game like this, if he would have been a key call going against John Paul Kromka.
Yeah, maybe. That length is, you certainly can't teach that.
And he's back into the game with some fresh tape on his finger. 71-52 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the second half. Shepherd is down 19. Ball into John Paul Kromka.
This ball's going up.
The post move.
Yep.
And it'll be a
5
foul
on
Aiden Hughley, and he will foul out of the game. And I think they were actually trying to get Poffenberger back into the game to avoid that foul out. But unfortunately, you know, it was 25 seconds too late.
Yep.
And he's had a special game. He's actually had a really good game.
Yeah, he's had a tough matchup.
Shepherd University.
Yeah.
But John Paul Kromka is just a different animal.
Yeah, and then he's kind of an awkward player to play against, right? Like, most of the time, they're bigs.
And see,
that's Shepherd falling asleep right there.
And this is going to be a play where if the referee told them that was a 2-possession game, I mean, 2-possession free throw, he's going to have to take that back.
Yes, for sure.
But the smart hitsy play by John Paul Kromka,
he was
more aware.
That's awareness. That's being a senior right there.
The referee might have been.
That's being a senior. Look, they're telling him it's 1-and-1.
And right there, it seems like that might have been a little bit of miscommunication.
Yes, for sure. You can see the officials are looking a little confused. Maybe somebody or maybe the referee down low just kind of assumed it was a 2-shot foul. But ultimately, as a player and as a coach, that's on your staff a little bit. You got to let them know that it is a one-on-one situation. So you can't always – referees aren't perfect either. You can't rely on them all the time.
And the thing is, though, as my father would say, well, he knew it was a one-on-one, so why didn't you know?
Hey, absolutely. Everybody should have known. And if one player on the court for Shepherd knew, then all 5 of them should have known.
Yes.
Or if somebody on the staff or the bench should have known.
And John Preston, 4-3, and there'll be a 30-second timeout. But you can tell that Coach Namblick is very frustrated right now for good reason. If you did say that it was a 2-shot foul, you need to take onus for that and make that adjustment and that correction.
Yeah.
But we all know that's not the reason why the score is what it is right now. But in speaking to accountability, you have to be accountable. If you made that mistake right now, as you can see, there's continuing to still talk, then you kind of have to say, hey, listen, I did say this, so we're going to have to go back to the line or go to possession and go from that point.
The one thing I would like, if I'm in Coach Namlick's shoes, at least the referee could have come over and explained, hey, this is what happened, this is on us. And a lot of times as a coach, I'll be honest, like, I get on officials a lot, and if an official looks at me and goes, hey, Coach, I missed that one, my conversation's over. You're not going to be perfect. That was a mistake. We can move on from that if you own up to it a little bit. I would have liked the official to just kind of go over and say, hey, we messed this up. This is on us. Sorry about that, Coach. And I think Coach Namlick would have responded a lot better, too. Now, he's had some frustrations earlier in the game. His guys have been in foul trouble. So it's kind of all just built up and kind of spiraled in one possession. But, you know, as a team, as a young team, you got to learn to fight through stuff like this.
Yes. And I think he was a little bit frustrated, too, on that 4th foul on Poffenberger. You know, when he hustled and made the tip play, and then the referee from this side of the court called it on him.
For sure.
So I think there is a little bit of frustration, but when you watch the film, you see the missed free throws. You see how efficient Pitt-Johnstown was in that first half. It's going to be hard to get a win playing against a team that efficient. And the foul called on number 1, Phillip Jordan. And that will actually be the 9th foul, or is that the 10th foul?
I believe that's 9.
So that's 9, so it'll still be a 1-and-1. So right now it's not the double bonus yet. But the point guard is going to the line. I would be shocked if he missed.
Yeah, he's about as solid as they come.
You know, so my son's mother is from the other side of the state.
Yeah.
And we always have conversations about how the kids play basketball in Southern West Virginia as opposed to the Eastern Panhandle. And one thing I have learned from watching, the point guard for Polka, is now at Virginia.
Yep.
Matheny, Caden Matheny from University. They're all really good scorers because they shoot the ball very well.
Yes. Yeah, all very good scorers. And I'll tell you, this kid, I remember watching him for Chapmanville, and Chapmanville had a really good team a couple years ago with a couple D1 players on it. One of them is currently at Marshall now. And when they left, nobody really knew how Chapmanville would respond, and this kid was one of them that was still there. And that Chapmanville team went on, I think, make the state final. Actually lost in a heartbreaker, but he was solid the whole tournament. Did a great job controlling the pace, just like he's doing here today. And keep in mind, like, he's a redshirt freshman. Like they got him for 3 more years after this one. So there's Kromke again. My goodness.
He has to be pushing it close to 25 points.
You know what has impressed me most about him, Keen, is he never gets sped up. He's always playing at his pace when he's comfortable. Gets to his spot all the time. You can tell he likes to go to his right hand, but he does a good job using footwork to allow himself to do it. He's just been an impressive player. But
I've also liked too that when he gets the ball away from his body, he's always still in control. Like when Wildwood played against the team from DC, a couple times the Wildwood offensive players would get the ball into the paint, and the DC defenders would wrap around and knock the ball out from behind them. You can tell that's probably happened to Kromke a few times, where on that last possession when he did attack the rim, he had the ball away from his body enough to where if you are going to try to make that play, it would have been a foul.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something you learn over time. And we talked to our kids about it after the game. And, it comes down to just instincts a little bit. It kind of comes naturally to him. It's something we made adjustments to. We actually worked on it in practice. But you can tell, being a senior, he's had that happen to him a lot. And he's learned from it. It was just, credit to him.
You see Shepherd go to the bench. Kromke's out of the game now. You see Pitt-Johnstown clear the bench as well. Definitely interested in seeing the freshman Brendan Dolman play.
Yeah.
And you can just tell, like, when the freshmen get in a game, the quality of basketball does change a little bit. But I guarantee you see these kids in a year or two, it's going to be just like the starters.
Yeah, they're trying to learn. Still trying to learn the college game. College game's much different, much more physical than a high school game. So it does take an adjustment period.
The court's bigger.
Yeah.
The strength of the athlete is different. I remember Charlestown Ranson Midget League basketball had an all-star game out here, and our kids were 9, 10 years old running around the court, and they ran up and down the court 2-3 times.
Exhausted. Yeah, you tell the difference.
They was huffing and puffing, and they just didn't realize that the court's bigger. But growing up, our high school games, the big high school games, were on this court.
Yeah. And
it was so packed, but a lot of teams that were a little bit quicker paced loved playing here because that bigger, wider court allowed the great athlete to be more dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I used to enjoy coming to those games when I was a little kid. You get Martinsburg and Jefferson in a sectional game down here, or Hedgesville and Jefferson, and there's some high-quality basketball there.
I wish it would still happen. Bring some of that passion back. And Brendan Dolman would go to the line shooting 2. But it's exciting. It's just like when the middle school kids get to play at the high school. It's just a different level of, excitement that it brings to those kids. So it would be amazing to be able to see those sectional games be played at Shepherd University again. Dolman's first shot up and it's good. And Brendan's father was one of the greatest players that ever come through Shepherd University. Having a kid and having your kid play at your alma mater, Ryan, have you ever thought about, when you have kids, being able to watch them play, how you would handle it mentally or emotionally?
Yeah, for sure. First off, I'm going to do my best not to coach them for a long time and just kind of be able to watch. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll be able to control myself a little bit, but we've had those conversations with my wife already, so that'll be interesting to see. But no, I think the biggest thing, like, you sit back and enjoy the moment a little bit. This has to be awesome to watch for Brendan's dad. You just see a kid. The minute he puts his jersey on and commits to Shepherd, it's a special moment. So.
Yeah. Strong move. He pulls up for 3.
Good shot.
Up and in. Number 40, Asher Rudolph, the 6'3", 205-pound freshman from DeLone Catholic in Pennsylvania.
He was shooting it really well in pregame. You can tell that's what he likes to do, is spot up and shoot.
And that will be the ball game. And the score would be 79 Pitt-Johnstown, 62 Shepherd. So Akeem Holmes and Ryan Miller from Home Team Sports TV. We will take a quick commercial break, come back with the final breakdown of stats, and wrap up another great day of basketball action at Shepherd University.
An idea, a vision. At Shepherd University, you'll join a journey that began over 100 years ago and is still going strong. Make your ideas into something real and transform your vision into opportunity. 79 fields of study, surrounded by over 300 acres of pristine West Virginia, close to Washington, D.C. Start your journey here. Shepherd University. Don't just dream, do.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team today.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Parker, work, Parker, work, Parker.
We are back at Shepherd University, where we have the Shepherd Rams losing to Pitt-Johnstown 79-62. My co-host Ryan Miller will go to the live stats. Ryan, let us know what the score was and who the top scorers were and field goal percentages, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitt-Johnstown with a 79-62 victory over Shepherd tonight. They were led by John Paul Kromka, who had 24 points. Jacobic was next on the team with 10 points. Magestro hit those 3 threes off the bench with 9 points. Shepherd was led by Daniel McLean Corley, who had 19 points. John Preston with 13, Carson Poffenberger with 11, Aiden Hughley added 7 as well. So both teams pretty balanced like we thought. Shepherd extremely balanced, just got a little bit too far behind in the first half, weren't able to come back from that deficit. As far as shooting from the field goal, here's the difference in the game. Field goal percentage for Pitt-Johnstown was 60%, to whereas Shepherd only shot 32%. Three-pointers made. Shepherd actually made more three-pointers, but they took twice as many. They were 11 from 34, where Pitt-Johnstown only took 16 and made 9 of them. That's 56% from Pitt-Johnstown, 32% for Shepherd, and made free throws. Shepherd actually, if you were watching the game and you saw Coach Namlich's frustration, you probably wouldn't guess this, but Shepherd shot 20 free throws compared to Pitt-Johnstown's 8 and made 15 of them. So the free throw shooting wasn't quite as bad as we had thought at first game.
And in getting the official stats, and thank you to Shepherd University for getting that to us, in the first half, Pitt-Johnstown shot 62.1%, 18-29. In the second half, they shot 14-24, 58.3%. So they took less shots. They took 5 less shots. They've only missed 4, less shots. So like the efficiency for Pitt-Johnstown was the difference in the game today.
Yeah, we talked about that
For the
pregame.
kids at home and for everyone at home, they fall in love with the three-pointers, thinking like it's Steph Curry. Not everybody can beat Steph Curry, but the efficiency from being inside, shooting those layups, getting the ball into the post, allowing the defenders to collapse, and then John Paul Kromka was actually kicking the ball out, getting those easy layups. I think really was the biggest difference into them being able to put up 79 points as opposed to Shepherd putting up 52 points. For Shepherd, they shot 21.4 in the first half.
Yeah.
21.4%. They were 6 of 28. In the second half, they were 12 of 27, shooting 44.4%. They outscored Pitt-Johnstown 38-36 in the second half, but they still made 2 less shots, and they shot the ball 13 times. So what that says is this. Shepherd they lived and they died by the three-pointer, but they also rebounded very well to get those second chance shots.
Yes, for sure.
But they didn't always convert.
Right. And when we saw the efficiency, the difference in the second half, Shepherd started attacking the rim a little bit, getting those paint touches, which made more high percentage look from the outside. They were able to get all the way to the rim a couple of times as opposed to getting stops. To Pitt-Johnstown's credit, they know their identity. Kromka is their guy. They want to get him a touch on every possession, and they don't go away from it. And it's good to see as a coach that you don't ever get away from your identity. That's who we are. That's who we want to be, and it pays off. You can see it today.
And our player of the game is John Paul Kromka, who had 24 points, 6 rebounds for Pitt-Johnstown. He was 12 of 15. 12 of 15 from the field. 12 of 15.
Yeah, he never took a bad shot. I don't know if he took a shot outside of like 6 feet all night.
And he was the only player that had double-digit shot attempts. So when we break this down, you have Joe Batt had 2 points. Angel Shaw, the point guard, had 8 points. Ryan Smith had 6 points. John Paul Kromka, 24 points. Jared Jubikic had 10 points. And then the rest you see 6, 9, 2, 6. They were just so deep, so efficient that it didn't matter who played. They all played within the realm of the offense. And Pitt-Johnstown will go to 9-3, 4-1 in the PSAC. Shepherd will drop to 6-5, 3-2 in the PSAC. But if they're playing like that, it's going to be hard for anyone to beat them.
Oh, yeah. Being 4-1 in PSAC speaks for itself. It's not an easy conference to win. Coach Namlick actually talked in an interview and said, the PSAC always has a guy down low that can carry his team.
Yes.
Pitt-Johnstown certainly has that in Kromka. I can't imagine there's too many guys more solid than him inside. There might be some that are a little more physically gifted as far as skill around the rim and toughness. He's one of the better players I've seen.
So from Akeem Holmes and Ryan Miller from Home Team Sports TV, we'll wrap up our broadcast. Good night, God bless, and peace out.